Well, I only came from Newbury area. However,
Swindon, sort of down
yeah, I mean, however, M25 on the way here, so it should have taken me about 2 hours, but I've been in the car for about 4. So
nightmare on a bank
I
holiday.
could have
4
driven to Cornwall
hours.
in that time.
You could. But you've driven here.
I'm so glad I did. I wouldn't have missed it
And
for the
do you
world.
like it?
Oh, it's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely wonderful. And like you said, the views are just absolutely beautiful. I mean, I've been raised in the country and I absolutely love the countryside. So, you know, and you can smell the horses as you come in, and I'm a
Yeah.
horse person. So, just
If you like
absolute
the smell
dream
of
country.
horses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for our listeners at home that obviously they know who Mr. Dan is, they've just heard him do a full set and everything. But for those listeners at home that don't know why you're on air, can you tell them a little bit about why you're here and
Yeah.
your business?
Yeah, well, I'd love it if it was my business.
Well, it's not yours
I'd definitely
personally,
be
yeah.
driving a different car, I'll tell
Yeah.
you that now. Probably own my own jet as well.
Yeah.
But I'm from Howden Insurance, so everyone's heard of Dan at A-Plan. We then changed our name to Howden. Dan is ever so sorry he couldn't be here, but he's at the wonderful Dubs in the Middle show, and I think they've had gorgeous weather so far. So he's there chatting to people as he does, you know, having fun,
Entertaining
having a laugh.
them.
Absolutely. He's
Yeah.
he's always got a smile on his face. And he does an absolutely, I mean, no one could do what he does marketing wise. So really hats off and unlimited praise from me to Dan. But yeah, so we actually insure modified vehicles and mainly the VDub scene, but obviously it doesn't have to be a VDub. We insure Ford
Are
Transits.
you listening,
that are
Mr.
converted.
Dan?
BMWs.
If it's modified, it's a different branch, but we can do BMWs, just in another branch.
Bear that in mind.
I mean, Howden in general, we insure pretty much anything, but our branch specifically, this is our bread and butter, the converted camper vans, and we sponsor God knows how many shows. I mean, there's always new shows that we're adding to our repertoire. Dan, I know in the summer, I think there's a point where I think it's for about 3 or 4 months, he doesn't have a weekend off. He's just show after show after show.
Wow.
Maybe one weekend off in between. But yeah, we love the vehicles, we love the scene, and it's great. I'm grateful that I get to go to the shows as well, and obviously come here.
It's brilliant. Love it. And what do you drive?
I've got.
Because you said you don't own a jet, or you don't see I've started something now, haven't I?
Can I take some creative license?
You can, yeah.
So
Drum roll, please.
I just drive a little Mini. Just a little Mini one.
It's all right. That's
But-
technically German these days.
It's
Technically,
BMW
yeah,
racing,
it's
isn't it?
BMW. So he's called Oscar.
Oscar.
Yeah, I've called him Oscar. I've called him Oscar, but he gets me from A to B. I'm actually just about to trade him in. So this weekend or next weekend, sorry, I should say, I'm trading in to get a newer plate.
So
Mini.
this is a sad time then for Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar,
Oscar
he's
served
done me
the
well.
cause.
And I can't say it too loudly around him, but I'm trading him in for a younger model.
Oh,
It's the way it goes, isn't it?
and what's the other model's name?
I don't know what the new
You
one's
haven't
name's
named
going to
it
be.
yet.
So, I mean, I'm open to suggestions, but it's a 22 plate sport JCW. So it's got a bit of power behind it. I like my cars.
Very nice. I like that. So Howden, obviously, massive supporters of the VW scene and everything.
Yeah.
What role do you specifically play in all of everything that happens at Howden?
I mean, I've done a lot. So initially, I've been with Howden and A-Plan for 4 years this year.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it for a while. Initially, just started out sales, so taking a new quote, putting people on cover. But I've done most things. I now work on the claims team though, with our claims manager Neil. It's quite rare for a broker to actually have a dedicated in-house claims team.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of brokers that will actually assist you with your claims. So we're quite blessed that we have the opportunity to actually have a claims team, and it's important to the higher ups, so to speak, that they like all of their branches to have a claims team. But that's what I do day to day. So dealing with new claims, existing claims, even if, sometimes obviously
Complex.
you get, people that call in that aren't very happy. Sometimes they just want to listen. They just want an ear, to
Yeah.
listen to them. So, yeah, even just
Well,
talking to
it's
people.
such a terrible thing to have to do, isn't it? You know, anyone that comes in, you're like the... I don't know.
I'm almost like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, well, no, I was thinking more of like a hotline of support for people in their hours of need, really. Because, you know,
that's really important as well.
Yeah.
To have somebody to be able to speak to about that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I have to admit, I've learnt from the best. Neil's been with the company, you know, from when we were A-Plan as well. I think he's been with the company for about 25 years. I mean, don't quote me on that, but he's been with the company a long time, and he's done pretty much everything. So he was an absolute, you know, wonderful person to learn everything from. And even now, I mean, bless him, he never gets annoyed if I ask him the same stupid question, you know, 3 times in a row. He's just like, yeah, no, that's fine. This is the answer.
That's brilliant. It is. It's just, like I say, it's just a tragic thing. I know the once when I had to call, make that terrible phone call, it's just you don't know what to expect. You know, you need somebody that's going to be supportive in that moment and just not only give you the advice of what you got to do and go through all that, but like you said, listen.
Yeah.
I mean, we plough so much money into these vehicles and they become you know, you've already said that you've got a name for poor Oscar.
Oscar,
that's
R.I.P.
leaving the family, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Oscar.
But we do all name them and we all, you know, wash them, make sure they've got everything they need,
feed them.
love them, feed them, the fuel, the feed.
Water them.
So, water them, But you do, so you need somebody that's going to have that sympathy as to what you're going through, because the worst thing I ever heard, and it wasn't Howden, thankfully, but another insurer, a friend of mine, they wrote off their car. It wasn't their fault or anything, and the first thing that the person on the other end of the line said, don't worry, you're fully you can just go and get another one. Oh, and you're just like, that is not what you want to be hearing when you love the vehicle. Some people just don't get it. So,
and that's the thing. Like some of the vehicles, I mean, like you said, we insure a range of, you know, very, very expensive vehicles, and then you get some that maybe materialistic wise aren't that expensive, but it's the sentimental value because it's very much a scene, and it's difficult to explain to people that don't know it, but. Yeah. I mean, when I got my Mini a few years ago, there's actually a dedicated group online called Mini Girls UK.
I've seen that.
Yeah, so it's just so there's no men allowed. Sorry, guys, but it's just so women feel safe, for example, to ask, you know, questions that in another group some people might be a little bit judgmental on or something like that. But yet again, it's like that's the scene. Yeah. And it's very much the same for VWs. You know, there's a huge scene for it and people love their vehicles and it's their livelihood a lot of the time. Yeah,
it is. They take you on adventures, take you, you know, to places and you've got fond memories with them. That's why that's why we're all here at the end of the day, isn't it? Music and the vehicles that we drive. So it's just great that to have an understanding insurance company and people such as yourself working for it. Yeah. And I have to say, my T6.1 is insured through Howden.
Oh, well,
and has been
for
the last 4 years. And there you go, another one. So lots of people insured through Howden that we speak to. So
I mean, we're grateful for every single client that puts their trust in us, and our whole aim is to make insurance easy. You know, from getting a quote and going on cover to, God forbid you ever have to, making a claim.
Yeah, I'm hoping I never have to ring you.
I've got my fingers crossed that in the nicest way I never speak to you.
Yeah. Only in this scenario and at shows and stuff. Yeah.
I only hope I speak to you like this. I hope you never call in.
No, never. So if somebody does want to consider Howden as an insurer, then what do they have to do?
I mean, it's pretty easy. So you can go online and you can Google Howden Insurance modified vans. If you do get through to another branch, they will pop you through to us, but you can always call us. We're the modified van branch, so we're based in Thatcham. We do have an office in Basingstoke as well, just because we're such a big branch, we've got to be across 2 branches. But our number's 01635 879910, so anyone can give us a call. Obviously, we won't be open on Monday because it's bank holiday, but normal working hours, 8:30 till 5 o'clock Monday to Friday, and then on Saturdays we're actually open 9 o'clock until 12, just to assist people if they've got any questions or if they want to quote.
That's brilliant, thank you. And what shows are you going to be at this year? What other shows? I'm doing so many. I'm going to have to get my calendar out, yeah? Because there's some that even a couple of people have reminded me that I'm doing because I forgot. I'm doing Bristol Volksfest at the beginning of June. That's one that I've been going to since before I worked at Howden. I've been in this, I'm part of a dub club. I don't own a dub, but I'm part of a dub club. So you've got Bristol Volksfest, there's Transit Mania in July, Busfest, Camper Jam I'm doing. I believe that's all the ones I'm doing. Dan's probably listening, and he's probably going to message me like, by the way, you're doing this one as well. I'm sure there's another one he messaged me about the other day saying, do you still want to do this one? And I said, yes. He said, you're the one that asked me to come. And I was like, yep, just tell me the dates, I'll be there. I'm pretty sure it's the weekend after Bristol Volksfest. But there's probably a couple I've forgotten, but I love camping, so... It's just as well, isn't it, that you like camping?
Yeah.
Joining a company that's so out there and doing all of these festivals and everything. So.
It was part of the reason that I joined actually initially when it was A-Plan, really? Because where I was part of the scene anyway, I saw them at shows and I thought, oh, that would be so fun. That would be so great, and I'd like to turn my hand to insurance, and here we are today.
It's brought you here to the studio. And you've battled through traffic, and we really appreciate the journey that you've made.
Honestly, I wouldn't have missed it for the world. I was so excited when Dan said to me, oh, I can't go. Do you want to go in my place? I was like, yes.
We're happy that you've made it here. We really are. And we're happy that you like the studio. And
oh, amazing.
Yeah, and
I just had a gorgeous burger as well. That was lovely.
There you go. And
I was welcomed with a burger.
Cooked by PT, who's up next. So PT did all that, didn't you?
Dab hand at a barbecue.
He is, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. So thank you for all of your support as well, Howden.
Thank you.
For the sponsorship that we get from you and enables VDubRadio to keep going and do things like we're doing today. So we really do appreciate it. And
thank you as well.
Thank you for making the effort down here. So, yeah, thank you to both of our guests.
Well done.
Thank you. And we're going to hand over.